Question 1, ranking question. You overhear a senior nurse telling a patient that the doctor looking after him is lazy. The conversation between the nurse and the patient has now moved on to other matters. Rank in order the following actions in response to this situation. 1 equals most appropriate, 5 equals least appropriate. A. Immediately interrupt the nurse and tell her that she is being inappropriate. B. Wait for the nurse to leave the bedside. Reassure the patient that the nurse was lying and that there is nothing to be concerned about. C. Take the nurse to one side as soon as possible and ask her to explain her comments. D. Leave the ward and inform your consultant. E. Find the ward sister and inform her. Answer: CEDBA. The most appropriate initial action is to speak to the nurse privately. C. Allowing her the opportunity to explain her comments while addressing the inappropriateness of speaking in such a manner in front of a patient. If this reflects a wider or repeated issue, escalating the concern to the ward sister, E, is appropriate to ensure it is managed at a systemic level. Seeking advice from a consultant, D, may be helpful for guidance, but does not directly resolve the issue, although the conversation has already moved on. B, meaning there is no need for immediate intervention. It remains important to address the behaviour subsequently. The least appropriate action is to challenge the nurse in front of the patient. A, as this would cause embarrassment, create conflict, and undermine the patient's confidence in the team. Question 2. Ranking question. You have received a message from biochemistry stating that the blood sample you took earlier that day on a patient was mislabeled. This patient is due to go to theatre tomorrow morning. Rank in order the following actions in response to this situation. 1 equals most appropriate, 5 equals least appropriate. A. Fill in a blood form and place it in the phlebotomist's slot for tomorrow morning. B. Fill in a blood form and hand it to the ward sister. C. Add to your to-do list a repeat blood sample on the patient, ensuring it is taken today. D. Immediately go and retake the blood from the patient. E. Write in the patient notes that the blood bottle was mislabeled. Answer: CEDBA. The priority is to ensure the blood sample is retaken before the patient's surgery the following morning, recognizing that while this is important, it is not an immediate emergency. The best option is to ensure the blood is taken later the same day. C. As this is both timely and realistic. Taking the blood yourself immediately. D. Would also guarantee completion, but may not be the most appropriate use of time, given competing responsibilities. Handing the request to the ward sister, B, is less reliable as no clear deadline is specified, though it is still more likely to be completed on time than asking the phlebotomist to repeat it the next morning. A, which risks being too late. Documenting the issue, E, while important for maintaining a clear record, does not directly resolve the problem and therefore ranks last.